you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So it's my daughter's first birthday today. I don't know where the fuck the last year went. This time last year, I was fucking stressing out, hoping she comes out all right. I didn't even know it was a she then, actually, just hoping it came out all right. And I'm still hoping that. I'm still hoping she comes out all right. There's a lag with this shit. I'm still thinking about my daughter being born, and now she's one. It's the same with my son. I still think of him as a baby, and I look over and I'm like, who's that old cunt? It takes a while for your mind to catch up with these things. If they ever do, I don't think they ever do. I think it's because it's such a traumatic experience having kids that your mind takes a while to process everything. And by the time it even processes one thing, there's another fucking bullshit thing happening. And the next thing you know, your kids are on the darts too. But it's fucking wild. 1 year. A year. What a fucking year that has been. I think we spent like half that year in lockdown and the other half at my sister-in-law's fucking wedding. It's been a long fucking year. But also short. I'm not too sure how time works. It probably doesn't even exist. But regardless of whether it exists or not, I'm going to have to be at this birthday party at 5 o'clock. Regardless, it's going to be hard trying to explain to my wife that time doesn't exist and I've already been to my daughter's first birthday. I've been and gone. Space and time doesn't exist. I'm there now. So we've got 70 people coming to this first birthday tonight. That's the amount we've invited, so you can throw on an extra like 50. There's going to be more people at this first birthday than there's going to be at my funeral. Which does make sense because you want to celebrate life. You don't want to mourn a wasted life. One, you're looking at life in all its potential, and the other one, you're looking at someone who wasted all their potential. The other reason my funeral is going to be empty is because I'm definitely going to outlive all my friends. I'm going to be the last one left, and it's going to be a happy It's going to be a happy time. There'll be no one left to gloat to, but the second last person, my last friend to die, I'll be holding his hand, and as he slips away into the next life, I'll just be whispering into his ear, see, cunt, I fucking told ya. Say g'day to the rest of the fucking losers for me, and then I'll just trot off into the sunset. Anyway, it's my daughter's first birthday today. I've got to head to the party pretty soon, so let's just get fucking straight in to this week's Fucked Up Friday. If you want to send in a Fucked Up Friday, send it into my email. It's boylecomedy@gmail.com, or join the Patreon. The links to the Patreon are in my social media bios. Or if you shoot me a message, I'll send you the link directly. You'll be helping support the Boyle, which is the most important thing. And your Fucked Up Friday story will get VIP treatment. Anyway, let's get to this week's story. This week's Fucked Up Friday story was sent in by another anonymous pussy all the way from England. Let's get to it. I actually feel like I've done this one before, but I don't think I have. Anyway, let's get to it. So about 10 years ago, I was traveling up to London for a meeting to get into a real prestigious university. My best mate was studying in a music college just outside London, so we decided to take the train up together. We bought 6 pint cans each before getting on the train and had guzzled them by the third stop, roughly half an hour into our journey. We had 3 hours remaining of the train journey left, so we went to the buffet cart and moved our debauchery onto red wine. After the 4th bottle, it's a complete blackout. We wake up 5 hours later in his house with no recollection how we got there. I had a black eye and he couldn't straighten his back. So you fucked each other. He bottomed for you, but when you were blowing him, he must have caught you in the eye. So anyway, we went downstairs to ask his housemates what had happened. They greeted us with, so you two are mates again, are you? And they proceeded to tell us we came into the house in a huge rage with each other, screaming the house down. My mate then punched me in the face and ran away upstairs. I caught up with him and rugby tackled him from behind, causing us both to fall backwards down the stairs. We bounced up, proclaiming we'd go sort this out in his room rather than keep trash in the share house. Obviously, we just passed out when we got in there and slept off the fight. I love those little friend brawls where you just fuck each other up, wake up the next morning, just get on it like nothing had happened. It galvanizes the friendship. After his housemates had told us this, we cracked up and decided to get back on the beers. We went out, saw some MD, and started the night. I spied a midget out with her girlfriends and decided to make her my conquest. I wandered over and asked if I could buy her a drink. Side note, I actually leant down and put my hands on my knees to ask her, "Hey, little girl, do you feel like a drink? Do you feel like a little drink? Come on." She didn't seem to mind. When we got to the bar, I lifted her up onto the bar and asked her what she wanted to drink, like some weird ventriloquist dummy. That is the fucking sweetest thing I've ever heard. If that's true, and I have no reason to believe it isn't, that is the best move I've ever heard. I lifted the midget I was trying to hook up with onto the bar so she could choose a drink. It's almost gentlemanly. So we ended up having a few drinks before her mates came and led her away thinking I was mocking her. But at this point, Boyle, I was well game. Fucking oath. I see nothing wrong with it at all. Anyway, we leave the bar and head to another and another and another. Walking home, still flying from MD, we started drop kicking all the recycling bags that had been left out for the following morning. As we were doing so, a nun walks by and starts screaming at us to stop. I tell her to go fuck herself. I tell the nun to go fuck herself and run to the biggest bag I can see to kick it as far as I can. Just as my foot meets the bag, I realize it's a bag of scrap metal and I go flying head over tit. Go fuck yourself, you old bitch. I will kick anything I fucking feel like. I get up and say I'll walk it off. We get home and sleep for a bit. Wake up the following morning still fucked and decide to get matching tattoos. We decide to get each other's names tattooed on opposite arse cheeks so when we're at the urinals, we can just drop our kegs and freak cunts out. We find the dodgiest hair/nail/tattoo parlor and get them done. The guy doing it was Polish and didn't speak much English. Trying to explain why we wanted what we wanted, jaws still swinging, was a mission. He in the end said, "Look, I like men that like men, okay?" To which we said, just, yes. During the tat, he was looking up specifications on mobile phones and kept stopping the tat to ask how many contacts he could store in it. Fucking nutter. We got home and had to put ointments on each other's ass to stop infection before heading out to the clubs again. We took a load of acid and ended the night in a graveyard. Fuck knows why. Next day I went to London for this meeting. The plan was I was going to head straight back home after it and not to my mates. The meeting went well, but I didn't get in. I don't know what the fuck that means. What, you had a good chat to the guy? The whole point of the meeting is to get in. So if you didn't get in, it didn't go well. I'm starting to realize why you didn't get in too. So I met a lad in the meeting and went for a consolation pint, which turned into 10. Got chatting to these older women at the bar. She was 45 and I was 17. I got invited back home with one of them. I say to her I've got a train to catch, but she convinces me to change it to the next morning. We get to her house, do the deed, and that's that. I start sobering up, and after a 3-day binge, I'm starting to feel the fear. I text my friend and ask him to call me. When he does, I pretend that a mutual friend of ours has been in a Formula 2 car crash out in France. I break down and say I need to get home now to be with his family. She clearly doesn't know what to do, so calls me a cab and offers to pay for it to the station. On the way out, she hands me half a crate and says she thinks I'll need it for the long journey. When I'm in the cab, I change the destination straight back to my mate's house, who's not expecting me. I get to his and wake him up, absolutely beaming with a crate of beers. We smash the crate and go out for one final blowout before our return to normality the next day. Collectively, over that bender, we spent £1,000 between us, suffered a black eye, bruised ribs. I broke my toe. We got matching ass tattoos, got damned by a nun, and fucked a cougar. All in all, a success. fucking oath. That was a vintage. That was absolute vintage fucked up Friday. And for those of you on the Patreon, this loose unit sent me a picture of him and his mates' ass tattoos. So I'll post that on the Patreon when I post this story. So you'll see two hairy English ass cracks. But thanks for the story. That was fucking vintage. I loved it. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see ya the fuck later.